Hey guys, I hope you guys are having a great Sunday, great weekend, great start to your week. I just wanted to come on right quick to tell you actually about something that happened yesterday. It was really cool. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with treasure hunting. I know we probably know Pirates, X Monsters, Pirate. We get that part right. And so I was introduced to this actually a couple of years ago now. The guy was telling us in Bible study how he is a friend with hunting. And so I'm sitting here thinking, he was like, yeah, y'all know what treasure hunting is, right? I was like, yeah, X Monster spot, got it good. Yeah, okay, cool. This is about to be a good story, right? And he was like, I didn't say that out loud, but that's what I was thinking in my head. And I think he kind of figured that might have been where we were going, like where our thoughts were going. So then he explained it. And basically what it is, you ask the Holy, pray, you ask the Holy Spirit to show you somebody or yeah, basically show you somebody. And then you go out to a set location or wherever, let's say, because for him, it was him and some friends. And so they were praying and God, they asked God to, show them someone. So basically give them a vision of somebody, right? And they had already agreed to go to the downtown area. And so then when you go to the area and then you see the actual person. It's crazy, right? So think about it, you have to be on some next level prophecy type stuff to be able to get this, for real. Because basically you're asking God to show you a vision and then you're in expectation to then see that person. You're asking God to show you somebody that you're going to then see them wherever you guys are, right? I hope I'm explaining this well. I hope I am. Basically, you ask God to show you somebody, and then you go to where he was going, and then when you see them, that's oh, that's the treasure hunt because you found them, right? I hope that makes sense. But anyways, and then he talked about how everybody was finding their persons because then the thing is, it's well, if God shows you the person, then they have a word. You have a word for that person as well. You pray for that person, and you tell them what God's telling them about, or what God says, or prophesy to them, or whatever. But the main part of it, the really big leap of faith part of this. So it's not just going out to pray for people, right? The big leap of faith part is you're in expectation to see a person, to see a face, to see something, or have some type of recognition. So you might ask somebody to show you somebody. It might even be oh, you might see their outfit. You might see that, oh, this person is going to have a red hat or something. Basically, some way you're going to, Holy Spirit is going to be able to identify a person to you. It might be their actual face, what they look like. It might be what they're wearing. It might be whatever. And then you using that, you go out, and then when you see said person, because they're going to be there, right? Then you pray for them. So that's how, and that really helps you develop, prophecy and all that, and also hearing from God. Cool, right? I've never had the desire to do that because I was yo, that's next level. That's super, super next level. And I was just I ain't even there yet, to be honest with myself. And so anyways, this was a couple of years ago when God told us about this. And so my church had this one event where it was an outreach event where we basically wrote letters. We wrote letters to people and then we went to the mall to hand them out. And so the thing was you pray. You say, Holy Spirit, what do you want this person to know? You don't know who's going to get them all that day, but you just pray and ask the Holy Spirit to lead you as you write this letter, right? And then we went to the mall and then we handed them out. So again, you're praying, okay, Holy Spirit, who is this letter for? And you give the person that you think the letter is for. Now, and that's kind of the whole thing. So one is a really cool outreach thing because you're interacting with people who probably don't go to the church or whatever. Well, they didn't go to church, yeah, because all the folks who went to church was with us. So yeah, they didn't go to the church. So then it's wait for them to find out about the church because we have these cards. I got one right here. So yeah, we have these cards that have our church stuff with them or whatever. So that's a cool outreach thing. But the cooler part, the part that I didn't even really think how yo, this is some legit training for hearing God's voice, right? Is because you literally are waiting for the Holy Spirit to tell you what to write or to lead you into what to write. And then you're also waiting on the Holy Spirit to lead you into who to give this to. And the thing was, it's man, at first when I was writing the letters, I was my first letter was pretty specific. And I was just yo, this is what, it wasn't it was kind of specific. It was you're going through a hard time, something, but basically it was encouraging the person that, to keep pushing, basically. I think that's where I wrote quite a few of them, so I don't remember exactly, but I remember that specifically. So obviously I can't just go around asking people, hey, are you going through a hard time right now? No, I can't do that. So So then I had to lean on the Holy Spirit to like, okay, direct me to who this letter is for, right? And it's crazy. So like I'm walking around the mall, and it's like I had like a stack of letters, and like I was going through because I was like, all right, let me see who these letters could possibly be for. And like I think I probably heard the Holy Spirit more clear in this one afternoon than I probably have in a really long time. I don't even think I've ever heard him that. It's been a couple situations when I've heard the Holy Spirit real clearly. Like I told you guys about that financial meeting I had with God, that I heard God really clearly over this past, well, I guess the end of last weekend, when the Holy Spirit was really telling me like how to after millions, like what to do next. I heard him really clearly. But then this was like a kind of different situation. So I wasn't literally like in the position to be like, oh, I'm looking for direction or like actual manage like steps. And that, I hope that makes sense. Like I wasn't looking for like a plan. I was just trying to like listen to the Holy Spirit and see who should I be giving these cards out to. And so like one time, I literally God was telling me where to go. So like I was walking around. I had this one, and it was for a girl. Because like we did do specific cards. So like this is for women. This is for men. This might be for an employee. This might be for a parent. This might be like kind of stuff like that. And then that's how we kind of then wrote from that point, right? And so like God was like Forever 21. Because I was like at the bottom. I was in the first floor of the mall, and I was walking like down one of the corridors, right? And like there was a Express, there was a JCPenney, I think, at the end, and then there was a Forever 21, maybe some other stores in between. And I was like, okay, who should I give this to? And I'm just kind of like feeling my way around, like just walking around to see if like somebody catches my eye or something that I feel like I should be talking to them, right? And so I hear God say, go to Forever 21. And I said, okay, bet, let's go. And so I go to Forever 21, and this is older lady who was standing outside. She was just standing right outside. And I was like, I'm like, Holy Spirit, is it for her? He was like, no, it's for someone younger. No problem. So I'm walking into the store, and I see this family walking out. I guess I assume it would be like the dad, the mom, and then the daughter. The daughter might have been either high school or college age. It's kind of hard to tell, but like, but basically younger. And I was like, and the Holy Spirit was like, that's her. That's who that card is for. So then I gave her the card. And it was a super awesome moment. There's another card, like that one specific card was like, I had one specific card that I actually wrote. So like for some of the cards, other people wrote, but they weren't able to attend the event, so we gave them out as Holy Spirit led us. But I had some of my own cards that I actually personally wrote. And I wrote this one actually Saturday morning at the church. And like it was really specific because I was like, I know you're in a weird time, like it's a weird time for you right now. It's like you want to do more, but you're like in a season where you're like, it was for the employees, like you have this desire to do more, but you can't right now. And like that desire is God was revealing purpose. Like it was a really super specific, one specific card, also really encouraging, just encouraging them to like be faithful in little. So like, and it's for an employee. So like, this is not what you want to be doing. This is not like, your dreams, your aspiration, but God's telling you in this season to be faithful where you are right now, because if he can trust you with little, he can trust you with much. So I was like, in this time, like show God that he can trust you, right? And so this is a very specific card, right? And so I'm like, and it's also crazy because it was already specific, but it's also for a guy as well. Because I literally was like, hey man, like, so obviously it was for a guy. So I'm already limiting, like it was for an employee and it was for a male, and also really specific of like, you're not content with where you are, but you have to be here for a while. So that's a very specific message, right? It wasn't just Jesus loves you, which is a great message, and sometimes people need to be reminded of that as well. But like that's a card that could have like went to like if someone got that card, even if it wasn't really intended for them, they wouldn't be offended by that. But like the card I wrote, it was like, okay, that's specific. If it doesn't apply, then it's like, look, Lord. So I was like really leaning on the Holy Spirit, like, God, you gotta show me who this card is for, because honestly, like it could go real left real quickly if it's not for them, And so like I was walking around, and then like something told me like, well, Holy Spirit, that's the something, like go to the food court, because I was like, I know I'm looking for an employee. Like, where should I? Like, I'm at the mall. They're planning employees, right? And so it's like, no. Holy Spirit's like, go to the food court. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm like, in like the mall, the food court is like, restaurants on this side, tables, restaurants on this side. And I'm walking like, and like the first one was like the pizza little shop, and like it was a guy over there, and like he was pretty much manning it. He wasn't the only one there, but for some reason the other person was like in the back, I guess preparing like more food or whatever. So he was kind of like holding down like getting the pizzas, getting all this stuff, and then he was holding down like the register. And I felt, and as soon as I saw him, like this letter is for him. And so he saw me kind of like standing in the area. At first I was pretending like I was going to buy some food or whatever, because I was like, man, God, I really need you to like be here for this one because this is like crazy, right? And so like, and he was like, hey, do you want to order something? I was like, no, I'm good. And so like, I waited till he got done ringing up the last customer, and then I was like, hey, I wanted to give you this. It's just a little encouragement, and like, so like, I'm low-key chicken, so I like low-key ran away, but I still kind of peeked back to see, okay, and like I saw him reading it, like really taking it in, like that was a super dope moment. It was another time. It was actually it was the second letter I gave out. It was like a word of encouragement for somebody, but specifically for a woman, just kind of encouraging them, and that, you know, God loves them, that they have purpose, that they are, you know, walking into their destiny or something. I don't specifically remember what the letter said, but it said something along those lines, right? And so, but it was a word of encouragement though, like it was something a little bit specific. And so the thing was, it's like I walked into Route 21, and I was looking around because I felt like there was somebody in that store that I was supposed to give that letter to, right? And so then at the cash register, there was two women, and they were actually a little bit older women, and they was behind the cash register, and they were talking. And so like I knew I had that card, but I knew it was only for one person. And this was at the beginning of the day or the time we were there. So like I had a stack of letters, so like I could have easily given both of them letters, right? But it was like God was like, no, this is for this person, and I was just like kind of nervous about it because like I didn't like, because I was like, well, I had something for one person, not the other person, and I was like, I don't want this to be weird or awkward or anything like that, because like it's almost like, oh, this is for you, not you though. Sorry, God doesn't have anything for you today or right now, at least not for me. But, you know, and at first I was like, am I going to give it to it? Because it was kind of like an awkward situation. And so anyways, I was walking around, and like, you know, Route 21 has like all these like, they have makeup. They have makeup in the store. It was like a display of makeup. And so I was about to give it to her, but then I was like, I don't know, because it's kind of like, it was only my second one. I was still trying to, you know, build myself up in faith that, you know, this is like, I'm legit hearing from God. And so then I turn around and look at the display, and literally the first thing I see is the words "Be bold." And I was like, okay, God, you got me. Okay. And so then I turned around, I gave it, like, hey, I just wanted to use the encouragement, and she took it, and it was great. It was awesome. And it's like so many more awesome moments, not just for myself, but like the people I went with. And it was really cool, but it's like really fine-tuning, like, okay, let me slow down, let me, you know, sit still, let me be quiet and really listen to the Holy Spirit. And it's crazy because like just in my everyday life, I don't think I really hear, I haven't really heard the Holy Spirit like that. Like there'll be certain situations where I'm in the presence of God, and it's really strong, like at the church service or something like that. But it's like, okay, yeah, I can easily hear God's voice. But now I'm trying to like get to the point where no, this is like an everyday, and I'm just listening out for the Holy Spirit. Like, and the thing is, and this has kind of been the thing God's been kind of showing me, revealing to me. I keep hearing like be expectant, so be in expectation. So like, and the thing is, God told me today, literally, like, you need to expect for more. Because the thing is, the verse is like, God can do exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think. And it's like, the thing is, it's like, if you only ask or even think, if you don't even think, have the dreams, if you can't even dream big enough, like, to where, like, if you can't dream the impossible, then God, it's like, what you dream, like, or think, like, or ask for is like the level you ask for, let's say it's right here. Well, God can do way above that. But like, if you could have just thought for more, God could give you even more than that. And that's like the crazy part, right? So like in the season right now, I'm really working on hearing God's voice. I'm really working on being in expectation. So like I like all that kind of flows together, right? So like I literally have to be in expectation to expect to hear God's word, to expect God to hear, like, speak on something or to say something or direct me in a certain way. And so the thing is, it's like, I think it's really cool because God's been kind of like showing me that, like, you know, expect for more, like expect. And so I'm really excited about that, I will say. One other thing, and I wrote this on my personal page, and like yesterday, I think, we had talked about that Bible saying it's like, you know, like one part of the message was just knowing that God will do it. So like it was kind of talking about, well, there's a portion that was like, you know, reasons why you don't see like miracles today is because you don't believe it will happen. That's pretty much it. Like talking about how like Jesus like legit went to different places, and he wasn't able to do the miracles close because the people were too close off from him. So like if you like legit believe to see miracles, you'll see them. But then it goes beyond that, because it's like we might believe for miracles for other people, but do you believe it for yourself? So you'll see and witness God do miracles for everybody around you and never see one because you don't believe it for yourself. So like you believe God does them and that he can do it and he will do it, but you don't believe it for yourself. And then and the thing was, it was like God has been really pressing this for me, because like I believe God can do miracles. Like I expect to see miracle signs and wonders. Like that's just been my thing lately. Maybe for like the last year or so. But even going beyond that, it's like, and I believe he can do it for me as well. Like honestly, but the thing is, it's like where my faith lacks is like, do you believe God to do it for you in an instant, like that instantaneous miracle? Like that's the part where my faith is stretched, because I'm like, I don't know. And part of it's like, there've been a couple promises and stuff. And I told you guys about this previously. Well, I mentioned it. I ain't told y'all, but I mentioned it. Like how, like I've just been sitting waiting for certain miracles or certain promises to come to pass, and it's been like a long haul. Like it's been a couple of years. And so I'm good at waiting for stuff to happen. Like I'm good at that. Like waiting for things. Like eventually God's going to do it, or it's going to happen eventually. Like God might have promised it here, but it ain't going to happen to here. And I'm like, I'm good with that. My faith is cool. I can believe that. But to believe God to do it in like an instant, like just like that, like I have a little bit harder time believing that. And so like part of this is just like really like, okay, that's where I am right now. But like, now let's press, let's believe for more. And I'm literally basically asking God to increase my faith. So like, if I'm asking God to increase my faith, I have to expect him to do it. Because if you ask for a thing, you believe, you get the faith to believe it, it will come to pass, you will receive it, basically. That was Mark 11:24. And so where I am now is just like, I'm believing for God just for the impossible. And I'm believing for the impossible in the instant. Like, and I have to be there. I have to be there because I want to see miracle signs and wonders. And I want to, like, because the thing is, God, like, wants to do these things for us. Like, we're literally, like, the children of God, and God owns everything. So, of course, we have this inheritance that we have. It's not even just an inheritance, because an inheritance is like something get way down the line. But we have access to so much right now. But it's like, I have to get to the point where I'm believing for myself in the instant that God can do it. And so it's like me really trying to hone in on the voice of God, really trying to like move on it. So like today, I know I heard God's voice. I know I heard God's voice on a particular thing. And so like, even though like the situation didn't pan out the way I thought it was going to pan out, like I can't go back to the point where like, oh, maybe I didn't hear God. Like, no, those days are gone. Like, because I know what I heard, you know, like I legit, and particularly because of the fact of how I position myself, like where I'm expecting to hear God. I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm doing all these things to make sure that, no, I'm making sure like I can hear God's voice. I can't be doing all this and then it's still doubting. Like that's counterproductive. So like, yeah, things didn't go as I would hope or whatever, or how I thought it was gonna go or whatever. But it's just like, but I know God. I know I heard God's voice. I know I heard his voice. And so like, that's just kind of thing. It's like, okay, I don't necessarily need that confirmation from like people around me, because like, I know what I heard. And so like, I think previously had this happen prior to me really walking into this vein that I'm in right now, that I probably would have doubted, like, was that really God? Did I really, like, I know I heard it at this point. And so it's kind of like, it's an interesting place to be. It also can be kind of frustrating. But it's like, I remember the person, I told you guys this, that not to let offense take in or whatever. So it's just like, you just gotta keep pushing. Like, but I know what I heard, so it's cool. It doesn't matter. Like after I go like, there's times like I don't have control of every situation. So it's like I can do the best I can with what I have, and it's cool. And so then you just let it go after that point. Ain't nothing else you can do about it, right? But I can't stand firm on the fact that I know what I heard, right? Whew, child, that was a lot. So yeah, I just want to encourage you guys. So like, seek after God's voice. And the thing is, like, just in case like you don't know what that means or what that even looks like, just ask, hey God, I want to hear you. I want to hear your voice. I want to know how you speak to me. Because like originally, I would say originally, but like for a while, God would speak through different things. So it would be like I might have been dealing with a situation. Let's say me and a friend weren't doing really well at the time, and we were struggling or arguing about something, or just like some type of strife between us, right? Like God used to show me social media posts that was like, it'd be all these heart wrenching posts about, oh, like it'd be a video where it was two friends and one friend died or something crazy, crazy, crazy. But God was getting my attention, and like my attention was only on social media. So like literally, that's how He would get my attention. It was just little crazy examples like that. But God was speaking. Like I was in a point where I could literally audibly hear God's voice, or like even trust like the thoughts in my mind was actually from God and not from myself. So God showed me that, and it's like, okay, after you get about 3-4 posts around the same thing, you're like, okay, maybe somebody's trying to tell me something. That's where I started. But now I'm at the point, and I'm growing where I can be like, okay, yeah, no, that's God, and this is what God's saying in this moment about this thing or whatever. So I'm very excited about that. So yeah, encourage you guys, just ask God, ask Him to reveal how He speaks to you. Ask Him to make it clear. This has been my prayer for years. I haven't actually said it recently. So maybe I thank God for growth, right? But like, God, make it clear. Like God, like let's say I'm asking God a specific question, like, and I ask, like, can you, like, what is this? Can you answer me about this or whatever? And I always put the stipulation, not really stipulation, but I always would say, God, make it clear, make it so that I can't deny it, that it's you. That was my prayer. And so God would answer me, and it was like undeniably God. It's like I could not deny the fact that was God. And you can literally ask that. Ask Him to make it clear, make it so clear that you can't deny it, that you can't doubt it, that you can't go back and second think it. Like, that's all you have to do. Like, from that point, and then that's where you start. You don't stay there, but that's where you can start. And then eventually you really learn God's voice, and then you can go forward and like to a point where like at this point I haven't even prayed that prayer in a while. And it's crazy because literally me talking about this now to me realizing I legit have not prayed that prayer in a while. Or if I do pray it, it's been a couple of months probably since I prayed longer than that. But I don't think I really prayed that this year. But if it was a situation where I did pray, it was like for something really big, like bigger than I normally ask, or bigger than like I normally would like believe for, right? So the moments where I'm stretching my faith is like, okay, God, make it clear so I can notice you. But like, eventually you grow and you get used to it, and it's like come second nature. Like, nope, let's go this way because God said let's go this way. So yeah, that's all I had to talk about for now. I guess I'm excited though because I'm able to see and recognize the growth. Like legit, Saturday was so dope. Like I was like, like, oh wait, this card is for somebody on the second floor. Let's go, guys. And then it was like, and it's crazy. No, let me tell you this right. So it was a car I had. I was like, this is for somebody on the second floor. Let's go to the second floor. And then as soon as I was going towards the second floor, God gave me, this is for somebody on the second floor in JCPenney. And so like, I think a lot of times we want to know, and this is a little bit more broadly when like, we know the plan, we know the promise, and we're trying to figure out the steps. Like, so God may give us the promise that, down the line, you're going to be, let's say, for example, a big speaker, or you're going to have speaking engagements or whatever your big thing is, right? He'll give you that dream and the foresight to see it from down the way, but then you're trying to figure out, okay, but how do I do that? What's those first steps? And the thing is, God will give you step one. But a lot of times we like to wait for like the entire plan before we start step one. But like with God, it's like, no, you do step one, then I'll give you step two. And then once you do step two, then I'll give you step three. And that's kind of how God operates. And it's like you're just walking on faith because you don't know where that next step is. But it's already there. And as soon as you take the first one, the second one is revealed. And I think that's really dope. And so it's like causing me to increase in faith, causing me to trust in God more. And so where was I going with that? I don't really know. But that was just, I believe, like, just to tell you guys, like, yo, like, if God has given you something like a promise or something, and you're trying to figure out, it might not even be a big thing. It could be like a smaller scale for now moment type thing, but and you're trying to figure out what you're supposed to do this or how you're supposed to do this, or it doesn't make sense. Like, do whatever that first thing God told you to do. Do step one. And I promise you, you might not even finish step one. So I wasn't even at the second floor before he told me to go to JCPenney. He did tell me as soon as I started in the right direction towards the second floor, he told me JCPenney. And so like that's how it is sometimes. Like God sometimes just wants to see you like step out and like make that first step, and like are willing to be obedient and willing to like follow his lead. So I think it's really cool. So yeah, I hope that encourages you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I have some exciting things ahead to me for today that I plan on doing, and prayerfully, I will have an awesome testimony the next time I talk to you guys because I'm about to put in some work. Like we got to have like 2 hours of just like less press, but I'm excited, and so I have to walk my dog and eat dinner, and then after that, I'm gonna be like, yep. So like tomorrow, maybe possibly I can have a really dope, another dope testimony basis. I'm really excited about that. So yeah, I'll probably talk to y'all like tomorrow or something, sometime this week, whenever. All right, bye guys.